From unsolved mysteries to unexplained phenomena, from comedy gold to relationship fails, Amazon Music's got the most ad-free top podcasts, included with Prime. Because the only thing that should interrupt your listening is, well, nothing. Download the Amazon Music app today.
What digital marketing habits do you need to put in place for success? Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
Serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it out.
All right, what is up? What is up, my dark horse friends and family? Welcome back to your daily dose of digital marketing learning. I'm your dark horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you? Well, as you already know, that is infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur or one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. That's why I'm here hitting you with yet another daily success episode coming to you straight from the Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. And hey, let me ask you a question. Are you getting value from this podcast? Yeah, I kind of feel you nodding your head there, and that's kind of what I hoped you would say. So if you're getting value from this podcast, and I know you want to keep getting these daily success tips, so go on down there, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, while you're there, that's right, go ahead, leave us a 5-star rating, and drop us some kind words in the reviews. These subscribes, ratings, and reviews tell the podcast platforms to lift us up a little bit more in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like you. So again, if you're getting that value, take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. I definitely appreciate you. All right, let's get into this, shall we? You know, as we watch things across the digital landscape, oh my gosh, I know since I've been doing this in the 90s, but certainly in the past few years, and even more so with the pandemic in the past few months, you can really easily say that the digital marketing landscape, or just the digital landscape in general, is in constant, ever-changing flux, right? We've seen new social platforms come up on the horizon, right? Clubhouse has reared its head, and we see a lot of people heading over to it. In addition to it, we even see people asking the question, is Clubhouse going to be killing podcasting? That's a topic for another podcast, but the answer is no, by the way. And then we see other ones fizzle out and disappear off into the distance. Search engines, their algorithms are, gosh, who knows how often they're updated. I'm not geeky enough to be in that world that deep, but I would imagine it's hundreds, if not thousands of times a year. And I'm not talking about the big changes that everyone always reads about, online and in all the marketing magazines. I'm talking about all the little tweaks that they do, right? You know that they're making enhancements and nuances, and AIs on the horizon, right? They're already using that technology to help further drive the efficacy of the search engine algorithms. And so all that is to say, what worked last year, heck, what worked 2 months ago might not work tomorrow, right? This is a good reason to keep reviewing your digital marketing strategy, to keep your eyes on the numbers, to have the numbers to keep your eyes on, right? What is your ROI? What's your ROAS? What is going on so that you can continue to be successful in 2021 and beyond? So I wanted to drop you some digital marketing habits that will keep you geared for success. And I think the very first one is not going to be a surprise to you. You hear me say it all the time. Know you and know your industry. right? I think before you can ever begin to promote yourself or your brand with any kind of marketing, let alone digital marketing, you need to know who the hell you are and who the hell you are as a brand, right? And, and I'm going to make the assumption here that you're the dark horse running your small business, your coaching business, your marketing business, your podcasting business, whatever it is. But generally, you are the face of it. So you're going to have to know you, which means you're going to have to take the time to determine, what the hell do you stand for? What the hell will you not stand for, right? And who are you speaking to? Who's your audience? And inside that audience, who's your tribe? Now, let me step back for a second, and I want you to think about when you're hanging out with your buddies, all right? I'm going to talk to the guys for a minute. When you're hanging out with your buddies, hey, let's talk to the ladies too. When you're hanging out with the gals, right? You have a way that you carry yourself, the way you talk, maybe the language you use, the vocal intonations that carry with how you talk to them. Now, picture yourself sitting at home with your mom and pa, right? Your mom and dad, love them dearly, and you're just kind of sharing what's going on in your world. Can you just those two different scenarios, which are just everyday life, you probably present yourself a little differently. Now, if you're lucky, you're able to be 100% yourself in both of those scenarios. Now, think about the fact that these are two different audiences. And even if you are so lucky to be 100% yourself with the buddies and with the gals and with your parents, there's probably parts of you don't share with either side, right? There's probably parts you don't share with your folks because they're like, oh God, TMI, please don't tell me that. And there's probably parts you don't share with the gals or the guys, right? I imagine there may be that one gal or guy that is such a great friend that you can share it all. But I guess my key is here, they're different audiences. And if you understand your audience, you'll understand your voice and how you can present yourself to that audience. All right, I think I've kicked that dead horse enough, all right? And then the other side of that is know your industry. Right? Let's take this for example. Let's say you sell hats, baseball hats. Let's go specifically to baseball hats. You sell hats. Well, then you should be following maybe on social media and their websites and be a part of their feeds of some of the great hat manufacturers that are out there. Reading their blogs, right? Listening to baseball hat experts, attending baseball hat conferences. You need to know everything there is to know about baseball hats. You should take the time and read about the baseball hat industry every single day, even if it's just for 5, 10, 15 minutes, right? Go to an app like Feedly and set it up, and you can use Google Alerts. Yes, it's Google Alerts. And whenever some article comes out about baseball hats and baseball hat technology, it pops up on your phone. And whenever you have a few minutes, you can take that time and read and keep up with your industry. This is going to help you be better at what you do. And it's probably even going to spark ideas that you can include into your digital marketing strategy in front of your competitors. Okay. Now, the next one is let's diversify. And what I do not mean with this is be everywhere at once. What I want you to do is stop focusing everything on one tactic, right? Let's remember the digital space is so in flux, it's so constantly changing that you need to make sure your strategies are spread evenly like peanut butter, right? And I don't like peanut butter, but it's such a great example. That means focusing not just on SEO, right? Because remember, there were so many people that were so focused on SEO, and one of those big Google slaps happened, and they lost their entire businesses, right? So don't just be focused just on SEO, and don't just focus just on social media, but instead include a tactic, a strategy that includes all the key elements in digital marketing, which are, and include those two, right? There's SEO, so search engine optimization. You want to be doing social media marketing. You want to be doing content marketing, and you want to be doing some paid advertising, those paid per click ads, those banner ads, right? Some retargeting and remarketing, right? It's not enough just to set up one of these by themselves, right? They all need to work together in a cohesive strategy, right? That means you got to sit down and you got to plan this shit out. Because really, the real power behind digital marketing really comes from all four of those pillars, you could call them, working together to hold your business up high where everyone can see it. Your social media team, even if that's just you, needs to know when posts go up so they can get them out to social media, right? Whoever's doing your SEO, they need to be optimizing landing pages for those paid advertising campaigns that you're doing, right? So they're all working together. And if you diversify while maintaining a good flow of communication with all of those, then you'll succeed. And if it's just you need to think about all of those as you're doing each one independently. And that means you're going to need to stay on top of the ins and outs of each one of these tactics. So of SEO, of social media, of paid advertising, and of content marketing. And as they grow and flow with the ebbs and flows and the flux of digital marketing and the digital landscape as a whole, new strategies will develop, will form on the horizon and become tried and true tactics, while old strategies will begin to fizzle out and stop working. So you're going to want to keep up on just not your industry, but you're going to want to keep current with what's going on in the digital marketing landscape. All right, the next one, ladies and gentlemen, it's consistency. Oh boy, don't we know about this one. How many times have you found this awesome post from someone and you're like, all right, I'm going to check them out, I'm going to follow them, and then they don't post for a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, a month, who knows? And you're like, all right, check me out, I'm done. Well, the same thing happens to your audience, right? You think about it, you get excited, right? You put together your blog post, your infographic, or whatever it is, and you get it out there and you post it, and then you forget about it, and you don't come back. Well, guess what? They don't come back either. It's easy to do something once, right? I know, right? But it's a little more difficult to be consistent with it day in, day out. Digital marketing is about the same. You gotta keep at it day in, day out. Now, I know it's always changing. I want to drive that home. And what's true yesterday might not necessarily be true today or tomorrow. But if you want yourself and your business to remain relevant, you are gonna have to be consistently adding new content, updating your old content, and just keep waving your hands in the air, like we talked about the other day, standing on your front porch and screaming out at those 1,000 people so that you can reach that 100 that's in your audience and that 10 that's in your tribe. And to do this, you're going to want to do the following, right? You're going to want to be out there on social media daily, monitoring and posting. Right, blog posts, if you have a blog, you're going to be out there at minimum, absolute minimum, once a month. More than likely, you're going to want to be out there, I want to say 4 to 8 times a month. Even more than that if you're some sort of media-based site, right? You want to do some paid advertising weekly. Or at least bi-weekly. And I'm not talking about throwing hundreds of dollars at it. Toss $5, $10 at an ad every other week to raise the awareness. And then search engine optimization is an ongoing effort. So you're going to be doing that regularly. All right. So if you're in there doing some consistency, the next thing you're going to want to remember is quality. Oh yeah. Don't be throwing shit on the wall to see what sticks. I mean, if you're running a digital marketing campaign, and building a strategy, I think one of the things you'll want to be focused on is Google and its quality guidelines. And at the core principles of this are make your content and your pages for your website user-focused, not search engine focused, right? And inside of that, let's be open and honest about what it is you're offering and delivering. Avoid the tricks, right? Avoid all those questionable practices. It used to be called black hat. Heck, maybe it's still being called black hat. I think one of the great questions you can ask yourself is, if the search engines didn't exist, what would I do? Right? And, because you're here listening to this type of podcast, I'm going to imagine it's going to be an honorable and integrity packed answer. So, and then last, I think about what makes you and your website unique and valuable and engaging to your audience, how it serves your tribe, how it makes you stand out against your competitors. Now use those to drive the quality of your content. And like a good cream and milk, and we just found this amazing dairy out in Pennsylvania not too long ago that sends some of the most amazing milk, and the cream, when it gets here, is right there at the top. So just like anything else in the digital marketing space, that cream, it rises right to the top. And what I mean by that is, don't spend time on little bitty 100, 200 word articles and do 10 of those, and where you're spending, okay, I'm going to spend 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to bang out this quickies. That way I've got something to post. No. Sit down and spend the time to write that one amazing, eye-catching, thumb-stopping, audience-grabbing, tribe-motivating article that's going to outrank any and all of those other subpar, short little hits that you throw up there that you're like, I'm just going to throw this up here so I can get higher in the search engine rankings. Yeah. And let's think about this moment from a statistical standpoint. Statistically speaking, and I don't have the research in front of me, so I can't quote it, but longer, better written articles are going to receive far more backlinks and links and retweets than anything else. So taking the time to craft it right the first time and putting it up there, now that's going to drive people to it, and they're going to want to share it. And at the end, that's what you want. And this helps you with the last tip I want to leave you with: to boldly go where no one has gone before. Okay, maybe they have gone there before, right? But obviously you can tell I'm a bit of a Trekkie. You want to go where your competitors either won't or can't follow, right? And what that usually means is to get out there using some of the ideas I just shared with you. Who are you about? And be consistent and create that quality content. Your competitors, they'll go out there and they'll create blog posts, and they'll create content, and they'll create maybe a podcast episode, but they won't be willing to spend the extra amount of time to craft something that's just outstanding, that's just amazing, that will go that extra step. Maybe it's a unique video. Maybe it's this cool ass infographic. Maybe it's these beautiful pictures, whatever it is. All right. They won't go that extra step. Well, that's where I want you to go. I want you to stand up and take that one extra step. Heck, take 2 extra steps that no one else in your market is doing, and put that out there. You don't have to do that every day. You just got to do that every once in a while. People are going to go like, wow, this is amazing, right? Meanwhile, your competitors are going to Fiverr and they're buying all the, I'll give you 150, backlinks and, high domain backlinks and links from the directories. But what they won't want to do is spend the time to develop the relationships needed for the high quality links that make sense. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to raise your hand to those that you want to connect with in your industry, and you're going to deliver them value and say, hey, could you link back to my website? Maybe you write something about them in your blog post. You link the value to them so that they will link back to you. You go above and beyond, and your digital success is certain to follow. All right, my Dark Horse friends and family. Tomorrow we're going to chat about some marketing tips from the marketing genius that was behind Jim Rohn. Now, I know you want to keep getting these daily success tips, so make sure you go on down there and smash that subscribe button. While you're there, drop us a 5-star rating. Leave us some kind words in the review. When you do that, these subscribes, ratings, and reviews tell the podcast platforms to lift us up a little bit more in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So like I said, if you're getting the value, please take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. And then come on over and join us in the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com, in that search bar, type Dark Horse Tribe, and then come on in and hang out with us and the other fellow driven entrepreneurs. If you can't find us on Facebook so easily, go to your favorite web browser, type in darkhorseschooling.com/Dark Horse Tribe, all one word. That will take you right there. There should also be a link to that same Facebook group right here in the show notes. Click that. Come on in. I look forward to meeting you in the group. Yeah, all right, now you get out there. You run your race. You get your results. Come on into the Facebook group and let me hear all about them. I want to celebrate with you. Until tomorrow, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this. Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.
Omaha Steaks semi-annual sale is here. It's a sale so nice, they do it twice a year. Save 50% site-wide on the world's best proteins, like legendary steaks, gourmet burgers, versatile chicken, pork, seafood, and more. Plus, get an extra $35 off with code AUDIO when you shop omahasteaks.com today. Now is the time to save big on everything you need to serve up mouth-watering flavor, like USDA-certified tender steaks, perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland and delivered right to your door. With unrivaled quality and variety, every bite is backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't wait. Shop now at omahasteaks.com and save 50% site-wide on steaks and more during the semi-annual sale. Plus, get an extra $35 off with promo code AUDIO at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code AUDIO. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.